we're working with Joy. That's me, ting, and Demisio over here. Today we're going to recap New Jersey, Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 3 and 4. Episode 3 was entitled Shoring Up the Sides, and episode 4 was titled A League of Their Own, Worst Enemy. So we could go ahead and get started unless you have a chapstick moment of that. Do you, Demisio?
No, I don't actually. I mean, what's really been going on?
It's something, it's a lot that's been going on.
I
But
mean, nothing that I deem worthy of a chapstick moment, I feel. Because what's
um
happened recently that we can talk about really quickly? I mean, nothing major has happened besides the usual Diddy stuff.
oh yeah, well, I was thinking in regards to New Jersey. Because
Oh,
there's a lot of stuff that's been happening online. And I can't decipher
the
between.
Lena girl just went off on Danielle. I sent those screenshots to the group chat.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I had kind of decided that I'm going to stop with some of the noise online because it's so confusing. I understand why Lena said something. It was after her episode and she's clearing up some things. So I understand why she did, and that is relevant to what we're talking about. But it's a lot of noise about vloggers and bloggers that are ruining, in my opinion, reality TV. We recap episodes. We can even drop a little tea, tell you what the people are saying. But I'm just really disgusted that these bloggers are actually driving the narratives of reality TV. It's gotten to the point where it's not fun because we know too much. And it's easy. It looks like all of they trying to act like all of the blame is on Jennifer Aiden. And while she's definitely leaked some things, obviously, she's definitely not the one to blame because there's been too much negative stuff that's been leaked about her that we know she wasn't leaking. So I'm just not really feeling some of the things that are happening online, and I don't even know whether or not I want to give it much whatever, give it much time, give it much life, because it's too confusing. And what I mean by confusing is people that are alliances on a show are talking bad about each other now, and people that were cool now, it's a lot of movement going on. It's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes. And when you try to incorporate that with what you're watching, it just muddies it. It makes it even messier. And it's not fun. It's not even like tea information. It's just like dirty. So I don't know. But anyway, we could go ahead and jump into these episodes, and starting with episode 3. Episode 3, they went to basically the Jersey Shore. And when I was watching that, all I kept thinking is they really have to change this up. I'm sick of them going to the shore. I'm sick of this baseball game. It's like we're watching the same thing every season. And I kind of remember saying the same thing in the earlier seasons when they used to go to Kim D's fashion show all the time. Remember, that's where everything would kick off. You remember that?
I'm sorry, Joy. I got my niece and nephew, and they are acting a fool. Just keep going. I hear you.
Okay. But anyway, it was a lot. I was ticked off about that as well. Like, it was
Because
this.
they keep going to the same places.
Yes, they keep going to the same places. It's like, come on. And it's the same stuff. The men turn into frat boys. Like, that's not entertainment. Like, it's okay if it happens every once in a while, but it's almost like I don't. What do they have? I don't know what they have in New Jersey. They don't have peaches or champagne glasses, or I
No,
don't.
it's just them posing.
They don't have a emblem
No,
of
it's
some.
nothing. It's just them posing.
Okay, well, Jersey, whatever it is, it's almost like the guys
Boy, come back up here.
are trying to be as entertaining as the women.
But if you think about it, the guys have always been involved since New Jersey started. That's like one of the only ones besides maybe Atlanta where I can say the guys have always been involved, like since season for sure 3 anyways.
Yeah, I mean, they were. I mean, I agree with that. I definitely agree that once Joe Gorga got involved, the guys definitely had a heavier presence on the show. I definitely agree with that. I would not argue with that. But it's just, hey, Montanique.
Hey, hey, hey.
So I don't know. We was just talking about the guys in Jersey and how their presence is it's huge. Like
Oh,
Dolores
really?
Dolores got her ex-husband, his new fiance, because I think they actually got married. Didn't they already get married?
Who? Dolores and the guy from the Irish guy?
No, Frank and his new and his
Oh,
girl.
shit. No.
Oh, they didn't get married.
Oh, I don't know. What?
I know
Okay.
that they're engaged because I saw some pictures or something, and I know that he had mentioned on
Okay.
this episode that he was ready to get married, that he was ready to propose. So, but I'm like, we got two
Hmm.
sets of relationships here. She's with her guy, Paulie, and her ex-husband is on
Mm-hmm.
here. Like, and her
Girl.
she got a whole boyfriend on here. Like it's these guys. I don't mind, that's the reality. She's been single. She has a right to date and show her real life. I'm not gonna argue with that. But it's time for Frank to exit door left. Like
But
it's
even
it's
though he's
time.
friends with everybody, did you hear
It's
me?
weird. Yeah.
Oh, it's just okay.
Do you remember when Peter, after Cynthia and Peter had gotten a divorce, and Peter went on vacation?
Mm-hmm.
It was just awkward. It didn't happen often. Of course, Peter has been seen since then, but it's rare. It's like a one scene situation. Frank almost has a spot. It's like he got a contract. He has to have a contract
Uh-huh.
because he's not getting paid through Dolores. You think Dolores playing Paulie and Frank?
I
Mm-mm.
think the men do have a contract
I
for
think the men
Jersey.
I
do. That's
think
what
New
I'm
Jersey
saying.
they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. The men have contracts because Dolores certainly not paying. Because before, well, what I learned about what we heard about in Atlanta, the wives were giving their husbands a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of their paycheck. Whereas whatever they decided to do. But in Jersey, it looks like they've had independent contracts for a while. And
Because I feel like sometimes husbands are more entertaining than the wives on Jersey.
yeah,
Yeah.
which tells me they need new wives. Because I don't watch this to watch dudes. It's not entertaining to watch
Yeah.
Joe Gorga act like a frat boy every time he get together with the guys. Like I never see him just being like a regular person. Like him and sending his daughter off was the most human that I've seen him. And I don't let me rephrase
And
that.
they still found some way to make that about Teresa.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy to
They
me.
did?
I don't know if
Yes.
they made it. How do you think they made it about Teresa?
Yeah, what they do?
Because they brung them up, and it's just like, dude, this is not the time.
Oh, he did
So what
in
did
his
they bring
confession.
them up saying that they didn't come or like
Just gossiping about them in general. It wasn't necessarily
oh
about them being there. They were
But
just
was
gossiping
it
about them
in
in
the
general.
confessional or was it actually when they were with their daughter
It
or
was
something?
when they were with the daughter. That's why I'm just like, what the
I
fuck?
remember them saying something. Oh, he said something about I'm gonna be like um what's Teresa Lewis and do something. He did make a
And
reference
then
to
he
Lewis.
brought, if I'm not mistaken, he brought Gia up too, and I'm just like, dude,
oh
like dude.
They, it's almost like they believe that what they say isn't going to make it on TV unless they talk about Teresa, which is in complete sane to me. It's in complete sane. It's
It's
insane.
probably true though.
But she's talked about in every single solitary scene. Like,
Mm-mm.
that's, I mean, I don't care who you talking to, where they're going. They're somehow, if Teresa is not physically in the scene saying something, every single solitary scene that they air is mentions Teresa. It's never been a scene. I ain't gonna say never, but there has very few scenes that there people aren't talking about her.
Yep.
In which tells me her importance. And I don't know if you all watch what's happening live after episode 3. I can't remember this guy's name or what show he was on, but he's one of those guys that what was he on? Was it what was the name of that show? He could have been a real estate guy. That's kind of flamboyant. He's a lot. He's what's his name? I can't even think of this guy's name. Um, he had on a turtleneck. What was it?
I
Jeff.
haven't
Oh
been
God,
watching lately. So,
Jeff.
I hadn't watched it.
Yeah,
what
it was.
housewife was on there with him? Who was there?
I don't think it was a housewife.
Really?
I don't think it was a housewife.
You
Yeah.
think it was somebody from Summer House?
That's possible.
Okay.
I can't remember who was on there with him, but his name is Jeff Lewis.
Jeff. Now you know who Jeff Lewis is from Flipping Out.
Yeah, that's why I said that real estate show. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
watch
know Jeff. Yeah, I like Jeff.
it. I
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, he said you it's basically he's saying what we're saying, that this show is really bad. If you're a fan
Uh,
of if you're a fan of Potomac and you've just watched Potomac, all you're doing is shaking your head saying this again, because half the
For
no.
things
goodness, they
about
done
the
been to that damn
TV.
baseball field in the short for
Yes,
like three,
it's the
4 years
same.
straight.
We've been
Oh,
watching the same scenes, season after season. We've been doing
they
the
not even
baseball
having an
game.
international trip either. That's what makes it even
Yes.
worse.
So yes.
Is that because then some catch on fire or something?
No, that's the trip. Yeah, the hotel or
Yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
The hotel or that's what they claim.
I'm still trying
Yeah.
to figure out. They still could have did a trip. It does not take much to book a damn Airbnb,
Yeah.
and they all got money, so they can afford Airbnb for a week. Come on now, somebody could have bought an Airbnb.
Yeah, they
They
could
still
have.
could have went on that trip. It don't take nothing but 2.5 seconds to get on there and look up a nice little house. Even if they have to split the houses up, they all got the money for it.
That's true.
Well, some of
That's
them
true. But so
anyway.
you think Bravo because of the dynamics?
I think it had something. It's no way you're not going to convince me that Bravo did not have that second trip strictly based around this particular hotel catching on fire. And the only way that I guess you maybe could justify it is if it caught on fire like days before they were set to leave. Because a couple of days, I can understand them struggling trying to find some place to stay. That would have been
E-
quite difficult.
even in a couple of days, it's still not that hard. Because, like I said, they
It
all
was
got
out of
money.
the country though. It
They
wasn't.
all have money though. It doesn't take much to go to a hotel. Like,
Well, it's not just going to a hotel. You got licenses to get. It's security. You got to set up. It's a little bit more detail. I'm assuming it's not just picking up the phone and calling somewhere else. But I kind of got a feeling you kind of can, because
yeah, all you have to, bro. I'm
wait a minute.
telling
If it
you.
was in the States, because I don't
Oh,
know if y'all
yeah.
remember that year on Atlanta, but that was in the States. I don't know where they went. It could have been when they went to Destin and Cynthia had booked the place and nobody liked it when they got there. So they found another place. Y'all remember that?
No, or
It
talk
was
about when
Jersey.
Nene was talking about her for it being an Airbnb.
Yes, and it was one that nobody liked, and they actually got them another place. And
I don't know.
I
I
don't.
feel like you can do that I feel like you can do it overseas too, because all you got to do is text the people and ask them that. It's a simple yes or no question, baby. Can we film here? Yes or no? Because if you damage anything at an Airbnb or whatever, you're gonna have to pay for that automatically. That's
Yeah,
like,
that's live. But yeah, I know you're
you
lying.
know.
I don't
So
know. I don't know how. I can't remember where they were supposed to go, but wherever it was, to me it seems like they could have made some changes, possibly,
yeah,
if it
yeah.
wasn't 24 hours.
They could have simply got hotel rooms. It didn't have to be an Airbnb. They could have all got hotel rooms and
But I
called it
don't.
a day when they swiped their cards, because I'm sure they were gonna shop and buy stuff while they was there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So
I
let
think production just wasn't happy. But anyway,
and production was probably kind of we're gonna was probably frustrated with them because I can remember Carlos King
mm-hmm.
saying season 4, that season Nene and Kim didn't say 2 words to one another, and it was incredibly hard. I remember him saying that to film this season. He said it was too difficult to properly film this season. It was just difficult. So I believe that you got these two and you people have decided not to engage. Although as I'm watching this, it seems like initially I would have thought it was Teresa that was trying to ice out, people who she wasn't talking to. But it seems like based off of the beginning of the third episode that Margaret, Melissa, Rachel, and looked like Jen Fester had decided not to talk
Uh-huh.
to Teresa. They had made a decision to ice out.
Really?
no, Jen Fessler did not.
Well, she was there. I'm not saying whether or not she agreed or not. She was definitely there. So they all got together. That's very clear. It wasn't just about the reunion because they didn't use whatever was in that folder. If it was just paper, but they came into this season not even speaking. So when Teresa saw everybody, for example, and walked by, she just said hi and kept it moving. There was this concerted effort not to say anything to her.
Mm.
At one point, somebody said that when Melissa was mocking and said hi, Margaret looked at her and said no. So they don't. That was their thing. That's why they're so mad. It would make so much sense why Rachel is mad at Jim Fessler, because they had made a decision not to talk to Teresa.
But why?
Because I guess this is their way of trying to ice her out.
Lord.
And Teresa didn't necessarily make a plan. She had just made a decision. She wasn't saying nothing to Melissa because that was really her concern. Because Teresa obviously would talk to
Mm-hmm.
Rachel because she was fussing at her. Or she'll talk to Margaret and she gonna cuss her out. But she was not engaged with Melissa. That was her goal. And that was it. It seems like they made a plan all not to talk to her. That's why they're so mad at Jim Fester. I'm totally convinced that's why Rachel was so upset. I mean, she was in tears saying she's trying to hurt my family. There ain't nobody trying to hurt your family no more than being y'all sitting around gossiping about Louis. That's like insane to me, the hypocrisy of them.
So
Like,
where was this at the baseball game?
no, I mean,
Okay.
all last season, Rachel is a totally new girl who came into this
Mm-hmm.
particular friend group and was clearly on the side. It was clear, like she wanted, and
Oh goodness, DJ, if you don't go sit,
I'm gonna
go
put
sit
you on
down.
mute. Um, it seems
Leave
to
DJ
me,
alone.
it seems to me that Margaret takes these girls and pulls them under their wing. When Jim Fessler said, "I ain't your soldier," that was regardless if she can jump back on her team or not. That's a thing.
I was like, baby, Jen Festival ain't no punk,
Yeah,
honey.
that's a thing. That's what Margaret does. She takes these girls, hold them underneath her wing, make it seem like she's their top priority and she's everything. And if you want to be honest, the reason that I think that Jackie was upset with Margaret is because she was all up underneath her wing, and they were the best of friends who talked every day. And the second that she was
Mm-hmm.
demoted to a friend, we now don't talk at all.
What?
Yes, that's what a lot of this is about. Is that she you're only good while you're useful to her. But Melissa and them do the same thing. She did the same thing to Jackie, the original Jackie. She did the same thing
She sure
to
did.
Rosie and whatever they cousin name, the other one. What was the other cousin?
Rosie.
No, that was Rosie was a sister.
Katie.
Yes.
Kathy, I
Yeah,
mean.
like that's what they do. I got use for you. I have use for you. We the best of buds. But the second you're demoted to a friend, the second that we're no longer on the show and I don't need you, then I'm gonna pull back. That's what they do. That's how you know what a real friend is. Say whatever you want about Teresa. Teresa and Dina are actually real friends because they're still friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're still friends. Like your real friend you talk to, regardless if you on this show or not.
Yep, it's true. You don't stop talking to them because they're not on the show anymore.
Exactly. You can tell who your real friends are. You can absolutely tell. I mean, it just is what it is. But I wouldn't trust Margaret as far as I could see without my
Who's
glasses.
Kathy?
You knew how bad my sight was.
Oh, and I just can't stand Margaret. Oh my god,
Kathy,
I
that
couldn't
was her
stand
name.
Kathy either, Callie.
Yeah, that was her name, Kathy.
Who is Kathy?
Kathy is actually Teresa and Joe's first cousin. Like their
Okay.
father and Kathy and their mother are brothers and sisters. And
Oh, I know you're talking about. Okay.
his husband said that Joe is trash.
Yeah.
he don't have they don't have no use for them when they weren't on the show. And if you remember, Teresa and Jacqueline were at odds at the end.
Uh-huh.
And Melissa and Jacqueline were acting like best buds. As soon as Jacqueline left the show, she didn't get a call. It was the same thing. It was the
So,
same thing.
Yeah.
And even what's her name said that? What was her sister? Her sister-in-law said that. Thick as Thieves lady. I can't think of her. Carolyn. That's what they do.
Caroline.
Yeah, they use you. They use
Uh-huh.
people. I don't
It's just
trust.
like for the life of me, I understand that Teresa has done things and Teresa isn't innocent by any means. But to me, I just feel like if you're going to take Margaret's side in this, then that means you are just a messy asshole like Margaret. Because
Yeah.
ain't no way in hell you don't see that since season 11 and we're on season 14. Every time something big has happened, some scandal has happened,
Yeah.
the common denominator is always Marge.
Mark or her
Every
house.
single time.
She
Every single
either
time.
says it directly or indirectly. If you can go back to the Evan cheating rumors, that came from her house. Teresa got it. She don't want to throw
Right.
Joe under the bus, but she got it from Joe. Period.
Gorga. Joe
Margaret husband,
Gorga.
Gorga.
Joe.
She got it from
I say
Joe Gorga. And even Margaret's husband said he heard it at home.
Margaret husband. I remember that. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't care if you're talking about Jennifer Aiden, where her husband sleeps and cheating 10 years ago. That came from Margaret.
Literally, no, for real,
Literally
it did. I
comes from,
forgot
yes,
about that.
yes, that came from Margaret. Let's keep on going. The next year's scandal. All that Lewis stuff, all was in the blogs, yes, but it was Margaret's big trout mouth tail that brought it
Brought it
out.
up.
And I'll
Literally.
even go,
Every single fucking time.
and I'll even say
So,
this.
question: why did Margaret and Teresa fall out? Were they not friends?
Initially, yes,
Who?
they were cool. I'm not gonna say that they were friends, but
You said
really,
Marge and who?
I understand why Margaret is mad at why she
Teresa.
fell out with Teresa. She really fell out because of what's her name encouraged her to throw that water or pull
But
her.
again,
Oh,
Margaret was wrong in that situation too.
Oh, she was. Margaret was definitely wrong, but
Oh, it's when she told her to pull her ponytail. Remember?
Yeah, after she threw the
Did
water
she
on
pull her
her.
ponytail? She did something to her.
Yeah, she threw the water on Danielle, and then actually Teresa wasn't the one that encouraged it. She just was like, "Well, yeah, she did encourage it. I'm not even gonna
She
downplay it. She
did. I was
definitely
just gonna say
encouraged
she
it."
She
literally
did. Yeah.
did. Yeah.
But
She
it
encouraged
was
her.
the
Okay.
store owner's idea though,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and she
remember
Yeah.
was
now. I couldn't
like,
remember
"Yeah,
till you
go
said
do
the
it."
water.
She
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, do it. She was like, yeah, do it. You should do it. Yeah, so I agree with that. So I'm like, I understand even why she don't want to mess with Teresa or leery about messing with Teresa. But to team up with her sister-in-law against her, it's like crazy. Like
Yeah.
Melissa, and then she
Crazy.
has a hold on people and she holds secrets. And she got a big mouth, so it's still gonna get out. Everything that happened. Because this is what's the killer. Melissa knows where these rumors are coming from,
She know, yeah.
which
She
Texas.
just so hell bent on trying to take Teresa's spot, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because
Right.
there's no way in hell I don't give a damn how
No.
bad me and my in-law is beefing with each other. You're still finna get took to task too, friend or not. You started this rumor. This rumor came from your house. Yeah, I am mad at my sister-in-law, and now you on the enemy list too.
Yeah.
Both of y'all.
That's
Yeah, I don't.
crazy.
Yeah, Margaret is not a good person in general. And she's like a liar. She says things like in a recent interview, she said that she didn't talk to Louis' ex until recently after all of the Bo Dietl stuff. I'm like, girl, you just lie for no reason.
Lying for no
Girl,
reason.
you
You might
lie
as
for
well have
no
not
reason.
just
That
kept
girl is
lying and
on
said.
it's a whole TikTok talking about you 2 years ago. She just lies for, and the very lady who he's talking to, I don't know if you know, because this court case is going on that that that's active on the show just recently ended. And when it ended, because she was trying to get a permanent restraining order. Not only was the permanent restraining order denied, the judge basically went off on her. I don't know what the legal term is, but I can't remember the word that was used, but whatever it is, basically the judge told her she is obsessed with Louis.
He
And which
basically took her to task,
yeah,
gave her
and
the
what
third
should have
degree.
happened is that he should have got a restraining order against her. So this court thing and this legal thing that they're talking about, like it's full of crap. Like he won. He won that case that they can't really talk about.
Yeah.
They won.
I'm sure we'll hear about it on the reunion, though.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, you talking to a bitter ex. A ex where a whole judge, there is a legal documents that says that she's obsessed with him. Now come on.
And
Like,
this is the thing about it. Like I said, the whole thing about it, because it's just like really we don't even have to go scene by scene. We can really just talk freely because both episodes was really about the same thing, for real.
Right.
It ain't
Okay.
nothing changed. Literally, both episodes was literally the same thing. Them trashing Teresa. Jen Fessler happened to stand up to Marge and Rachel.
yeah.
And then Jackie kind of gave Margaret the business too a little bit. But other than that, that's really it. So it's really been like the repeat of the same episode. And like I said, we all know that Teresa has done things. We all know that Teresa is not innocent. But that does not take away from the fact that Marge is a low down son of a bitch.
Yeah, like this, and
So
they're making it.
nobody's against her but Teresa?
Say it again.
Who's all against March? Like, what's the clicks? Can y'all tell me what's the two steps?
So the true click, I'm not talking about what's happening online, just what we're watching on the show.
Uh-huh.
The true click is Margaret, Melissa, Rachel. It's a clear click. At this point,
Okay.
Danielle today is on both sides. She's about to
Oh,
add at Jennifer Aiden. On the Teresa side, it's really just Teresa and Jennifer. And you got Jen
that's it.
Fester and Danielle kind of going backwards and forward.
Well, no,
Danielle,
Jackie is Team Teresa.
oh yeah, and well, that hasn't happened yet though. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay,
what has
okay.
happened, yeah. And
Yeah, I'm trying to say
Jackie,
now.
yeah, that
Now, is
so
Jackie
Jackie
back
is
full
kind of
time or no? Or is she still a friend?
no, she's a
She's
friend.
still a friend, but from what it looks like, the friend
Okay.
dubs are going to be around just as much, like on Miami.
Like on Miami.
Yeah. Like how they are mostly in
Mm-hmm.
every group scene. They have their
Mm-hmm.
own scenes. That's what I really wish that the other Housewives would get, because I would like Jen. Does Jen have she had her own scenes? Fessy,
Has she had her own what? No,
like her
but
own
she did
scenes.
last year. I noticed that. I don't know if you remember the episode last season. It kind of kicked it off where Teresa asked Melissa if she wanted to be in her bridal shower, and she said no. That was a Jim Fester event. It
Oh
was in
yeah,
her
yeah.
house.
Wasn't that at her
When
house
they
in the
went to her
backyard?
house and
Yeah,
she
it was in her
yeah
house.
when she kicked them
Mm-hmm.
all out.
Yeah, it was in her
That's what
She
I
house.
kicked
don't
them all
understand.
out. I
Why they
remember
trying
that.
to make it seem like Jen Fessler is just so flip floppy? Like, no, Jen Fessler has held all of them accountable, Marge included. Last year,
Yeah,
she made it very clear to Margaret that she did not like her behavior.
yeah.
And she made it very clear to Teresa and Jennifer. Really, she, like I said, she kicked them all the fuck out. Like, it was really a thing
I
like
remember.
you, and you. So it was not towards just one specific
Y'all,
person, it
y'all.
was towards all of them because they
But
were
I
acting
knew
the fool.
Margaret was going to bring Jim Fessler in. She was going to figure out a way to rein her in. She was going to be mad at her, but I knew she was going to, because when I was watching this and when Jim Fessler said, I ain't your soldier, she said something else too that I said I wanted to repeat. She said something about I ain't the one.
Oh,
She said she was cold. Jim Fessler kind of popped out her chest a couple of times to
oh.
yeah, I'm trying to see what she said. Go on. Go
That's
ahead.
why I
To
said Jen
Margaret.
Fessler ain't no punk baby.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
not a punk. When she
So,
told her I ain't your soldier,
okay, so I have questions.
go ahead.
Okay.
What was the settings and all this? Were they at the baseball game or
No, they were at the party. They were
what?
at whose birthday party? I mean, whose party was it at the shore?
It was for Danielle's husband. He had a thank
Oh, the
God I'm
brain
alive
tumor
party.
thing. Yeah, the brain
Yeah.
tumor thing.
Yeah. I said thank God I'm alive party.
What song on there?
Yeah, they had a party for his anniversary. He had a
Can y'all hear
brain
me?
tumor. Yeah, we can. Yeah, he had a party for his anniversary for being. Oh, damn, she left. I guess she'll come back.
You know, a lot of people are really tripping off the fact that Louis called what's his name, a ugly MF.
Who?
You know, I don't know if you Louis called Fuda, the guy. He said he is one ugly MF. I was cracking up because y'all
He
already know.
said that
I
on
said
the episode.
yes.
How did I miss that?
He was talking to Teresa. I was cracking up because I don't care what nobody say.
Did Teresa
That dude,
laugh?
yes, he looked like a shrunken head Beetlejuice. It's how he pop his collar. He pops his collar
Oh, that is so
like
annoying.
guys used to do in the 80s and 90s. He pops his
Uh,
collar. And I don't know if his clothes are too big or what, but when he done lost his weight, so he's kind of shape funny. So his shoulders look
Mm-hmm.
broad.
stop.
And
Oh,
when his head is to the side, he looked like a shrunken head Beetlejuice. Google shrunken head
Stop
Beetlejuice.
it.
And
oh,
Rachel,
I was
while she's not
talking to do.
unattractive, and look, while Rachel is not unattractive, but she looks, it's
Uh-huh.
because she don't look like she got a nose, but she looked like if you
Yep.
Google the corpse bride, that's what she looks like.
Stop it.
She looks like,
oh,
I'm serious.
Tiki was. They were having a party for Danielle's husband on his anniversary he had a brain tumor, I guess a few years ago. So they
Yeah.
had a party for him, and that's where the argument took place at because Teresa sat Jen Fessler down to have a conversation with her about the things that she allegedly said about Teresa or whatever. And Marge and them didn't like that, basically. So they called themselves trying to confront her about it. And that's what Jen told them, like, baby, listen, I ain't your soldier. I'm not going to handle things the way you handle them. You wanted me
Right.
to go over there and cuss Teresa out, and that ain't what I'm trying to do. And even though Marge trying to lie, like, girl, that's exactly what you wanted Jen Fessler to do. Stop playing with us like we stupid. We
Yeah.
know what you wanted Jen to do. You wanted Jen to go over there and tell Teresa off so y'all could come back over there and laugh
Uh-huh.
about it. And she didn't do that.
Yes. That's what they're mad about. And just to kind of further this, I can't remember where they were, but this is, I guess, at the Shore House. It was Margaret, Jackie, Jen Fessler, and Rachel. and they were
Yeah,
sitting on this couch.
that's what I'm talking about.
Rachel Neal was so upset because Jim Fessler talked to Teresa. Because in episode 2, they had a conversation because of something Teresa heard, and it was kind of, and it, I don't know why she corrected her because it still sounds like the same thing. Teresa said that she heard somebody say something very specific. Something like, we're going to take her down. It was something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was
Wow.
something very specific. Well, when she and Teresa were talking, she said, well, I didn't say that. I said, y'all got these vanilla folders with all that paper and didn't bring out nothing, just useless. But basically, you said the same thing. The
Yeah,
takedown didn't work.
Right.
So now they were all
Right.
sitting down, and Jim Fessler was telling them, and Rachel started crying. She was like, why y'all so, and Margaret mad? They like, why y'all so worked up? I was cracking up.
they were. Her and Jackie was like, "What is the
And
problem?"
wait a minute. And when Rachel was trying to explain it, she all in tears. I love that Jim Fessler said, I got you, but I'm not going to be with you. I'm not going to be you.
Oh,
Yeah, like
right.
she has a mind of her own. Now, Margaret is very manipulative, so she probably been working on her because she don't want to get people off their team. I'm telling you,
Uh-huh.
it's an
And that's
us
the thing
versus
about it. And
them thing.
it's not
And-
even about Jen Fessler being not used to confrontation, as Margaret
yeah,
tried to put it. No, it's just that you can't, she's not one of those women that are easily swayed to just dislike somebody just because you dislike the person. And to clarify, Jen Fessler never said that she was not going to talk to Teresa anymore. That's not what she said. And I'm
yeah,
glad she clarified it in her
yeah, she
confessional.
did. Yeah,
What
that's
she
why that I
said.
told you. That proves to me that they had made a pact. I'm telling you, that
What Jen
proves to
Fessler
me.
said was
Yeah,
basically, if you left this show, I'm leaving too, and I'm never talking to these people again. But you came back,
yeah,
so yeah, like so. Yes, now she has to talk to Teresa because you came back.
yeah,
You didn't leave the show. You made it seem like you never wanted to be around Teresa and Louis again. They're such disgusting people. That's what Jen thought you meant by that, sweetheart, and you brung your ass back. So what is she supposed to do? Just pick a fight with Teresa just because you and her having differences? No.
yeah. In the next episode, in episode 4, which I thought was like crazy, it starts pretty early with Margaret and her husband sitting around talking about her ex-husband crying. That is like the weirdest thing, that she cheated on with, and who she cheated with. And she crying a year after his death. And I'm like, who calls their friend? Who thinks to call their friend a year after their ex-husband died, if you with a new husband? Like, I wouldn't even want nobody to call me outside of my siblings on the anniversary, the death of my father, let alone an ex. And I got that's crazy to me. Like, she looked ridiculous, in my opinion, crying over him. It's almost
Okay.
crazy. You joked
Absolutely look
about
ridiculous
you
crying over
joked
him.
about
Like
the
these people
first
don't even
couple of
like you.
seasons, joked about how she cheated on him. It's ridiculous to me.
Mm.
It's like them people don't even like you. His kid, like, please.
D, what does
I
your
mean,
thing say? Rachel and her Michael Jackson what?
What does it say? The rest of it's not there. What does it say? Let me
Yeah,
see.
what does it say? D,
Oh,
you
her
on mute,
Michael
D.
Jackson nose. Does it say her Michael Jackson nose?
No, it's got a V. He on mute. Anyway,
Oh,
I'm on my
okay.
phone and I keep hitting the back button and leaving. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna learn how to do this.
hold
I'm
on,
not on
y'all.
my
Hold
laptop.
on. Keep
Okay.
going. Just keep
Okay.
going.
But anyway,
Okay. Mhm.
the second episode we kind of talked a little bit about, but that's how it starts with Margaret and her ex and her new husband, or newer husband, talking about her ex-husband. And I'm not, don't mean that
Lord.
you don't cry over things, because I was even irritated when my daddy died and my mama wanted to call me and have mourning conversations. I'm not, I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
I felt really weird having those conversations with her. And I get it. They were, but they hadn't been together since they broke up when they was like 22. Like, my million
No.
Yes. They broke
Right.
up when they were young. I think I was 23. No, I think they were maybe 23. But they had got
Right.
married when they were 18. And they had broke up like shortly after I was born.
Oh, and that's when you went to your daddy.
No, I initially went with my mother.
Oh.
But they didn't break up. I mean, they broke up, but they were like separated for a couple of years. And I know they were getting divorced while she was pregnant with my sister. And my sister was born in
What?
yeah, my sister was born in 78. So they were going through a divorce then. But she had moved, my mother had moved on. That's why it was
So
hard for
okay, so
me.
I'm
Yeah, that's why it was kind of hard
right.
for me because I already knew like
Oh,
there was
it says Rachel in her Michael Jackson version 3 knows.
oh right. Because her
Version 3.
nose,
Okay, I knew it was a V.
yeah, she don't look like she got a nose. That's why I said she looked like the
Well,
bride.
I remember
bride
last
court.
season when told her nose job was bad. Y'all remember?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Her
not so
nose
much
job just
focus
as
on
bad, so I was so confused.
it's not that it's
But you
bad,
know,
but she probably gets Botox so her whole face don't move either. That's really why I call her bride because her face don't move.
Talking about
There's
Jennifer
well, I
Aiden.
think Jennifer
no,
said,
no,
yeah, but no, Rachel.
Rachel, her face don't move. She got the same expression for every emotion. Even when she was
But see,
crying.
on this show, they are filming with each other. They're just not talking to each other.
Not
Basically,
really.
basically,
Not
yeah.
really. Not really.
Mm.
No, they're
Outside,
not. They
like
only
they're
been
not
in one
filming
scene.
outside of group scenes. No, like they're not filming
Yeah.
outside of, but they will do the group scenes together. Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody neutral
That's
is throwing,
crazy.
who threw that? Oh, so because Danielle threw that party, that's why Teresa was there.
Uh
Because
huh.
they're pretty
Both of
much
them, they're
separate.
she friends.
Yeah. So the only people that could throw something that they are all probably go to is probably Danielle and probably Jim Fester.
That's crazy.
And so it's even more divided
And
than
Dolores, maybe Dolores.
oh yes. I keep forgetting about and
Hmm.
Dolores. Yeah, the
Yeah.
neutral parties. So if the neutral somebody neutral isn't throwing something, it's not like at least in Potomac, you can say whatever you want.
Uh huh.
Giselle showed up to Wendy's thing. She ain't speak, but she showed up.
Which she
And,
could have really kept her ass at home if that's what she was gonna do.
and I disagree.
Well, ain't
But
nobody speaking on
Because I,
New
because
Jersey
baby, the
either.
way I would have turned her right on around and showed her the dough.
I don't think so.
They not doing it in Jersey either, right?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, they not doing that in
Not
Jersey.
talking to each other. So I
Yeah, but
mean,
also if Teresa has the event, I doubt Melissa or Margaret is gonna go. So
Right. I'm sure they won't.
so
I'm
Giselle at least
yeah, but I'm saying she
like,
didn't speak, which I would have showed her the door. You're
but
not
I
gonna
mean,
come.
she
You're not gonna come to
sang
my.
and did something.
I don't give a damn. You're not gonna come to
That's
my
crazy.
event and think that you're not gonna speak to me at my event. No, bye. You can turn your ass right on around. Thank you and good day.
Production ain't gonna let that happen. Like they made Sweet Tea come back, Heaven to come back to the
sure
wedding.
did.
That you
Sure
That
did.
can't
would have been the,
say
that
who
would have been
coming and
that would
going.
have been that would have been the only way she would have stayed.
I mean,
Yeah, she would have stayed.
listen. When people talk like you, I often wonder, do you understand reality TV? I'm not saying that that's you.
Right.
Now,
When people
child, we
talk
done
like
seen
you,
plenty of people get kicked out now, so we're
because
not gonna say that it's not
let's be
impossible.
clear, nobody wants to go to anybody's for real event unless it's something that
Right.
they have some kind of vested interest in. People show up because that's how they get paid. And while you can miss one or two every once in a while, you certainly can't miss two. Even if you miss one, you can't miss two. And so if you notice, they're very strategic. Wendy
Well, I
did
guess
not
it
go.
depends on who you
Listen,
are. I guess it depends on who you are.
Wendy did not go to Candace's thing because she didn't want to bring her mother. She didn't want to even deal with motherly whatever. Plus, it was people there
Right.
that she didn't want to deal with. So I can understand why she did not go to that event. 100%. But
No, I'm saying I guess it
but she
depends
couldn't
on who you
but she
are.
couldn't miss two. She couldn't miss two. So she showed up at
That's why she went to the fashion show.
That's when she went to the fashion show. Plus, the fashion show
Yeah.
was initially supposed to be the finale. So, unless it's a
Hmm.
truly emergency, which is why Giselle showed up, because let's be clear, had there been somebody else's event, Giselle wouldn't have went to that fashion show. She wouldn't have went to her
Hmm.
own because of the situation with her father. So, I mean, flew in for that one event and then flew out. So let's be clear, people show up because of obligation. And when
I
people
mean, it
say
really
stuff
depends.
like,
Like I
you
said, it
should have got
depends on
kicked
who
out,
you
that's not
are.
how it works. Now,
It depends on who you are.
let me also say this, you can kick somebody out of your house because Monique did it. Giselle was actually kicked out of
Yeah.
a couple of places. She was kicked out
Right.
of Monique's event, and she was kicked out of somebody else's event. Because I remember she was like,
It
"This."
it
Sharice.
depends on who
Karen.
you are though,
No,
because
Karen.
it
some
was
people
Sharice's.
can get
It
away
was
with it.
Sharice's house. Remember, because she bought her friend to
I
Yes.
mean, it
To go
depend. It
upstairs
depends
and do
on
the
who
yes,
you.
yes, yes.
It depends on who you are though. Like, cause you can get away with it. Cause baby, Lisa Vanderpump was filming personal scenes and wasn't filming with them girls at all. She didn't film with nobody but
Yeah, she
Denise
got something
Richards.
going on though. I don't know how Lisa Vanderpump got what she got, but she got a different contract. Okay,
but she
she
also
didn't even show
got
up to
that
the
last
they
one.
got 3 shows.
That was also her last
So
season on the show.
no, but
Yeah,
she
but
done
we
got
didn't.
shows since
But we
then on
didn't know
E.
that though.
I
Like at the
know that's
time.
fine, but I'm just saying that was her
Yeah,
last season
But we didn't know
on
that
House.
though. We didn't know that though at the time
I'm
that
sure
was gonna be
when
her
she
last
didn't
season.
show up for the what's the name, she knew it then. Oh, she absolutely knew when she had decided not to show
but
up for
no,
the
but
reunion.
she was doing that before the reunion though.
Union even came. She
I
stopped
think
filming with them in the middle of the season. Like they was in
Yeah,
like mid season, and she did personal scenes and she filmed with Denise. That was it.
I mean that's happened with Kim Zolciak too though. That happened with Kim.
yeah. So it's certain people.
It happened with Kim. That's why if you watch season 5, they must have talked to Nene as they did Candace. And Nene was very accommodating to Kim. If you go back and watch it, she was like, "Come on, Kim." When she was like, "You 2 hours late," she was like, "Please, Kim." She was very accommodating. Like it was like a change, like Jacqueline Hyde. I'm telling you, that's
Yeah,
not. She just was very accommodating. Like if you go back and watch the first episode, it opens with Nene's party. And Nene's it was very accommodating. Now that you know that they didn't film one scene together the season before,
yeah.
but now she friendly.
That's why
You got to talk to.
they got
You
talked
make a
to.
decision. I
But
mean,
I
if
mean,
you
I
make
don't
it,
know. I don't know. With New Jersey, I don't know. Cause do you think the ratings? People are talking about their ratings. Y'all talk about this at all?
Their
yes,
ratings are not horrible. New
my,
Jersey is actually one of the highest
I don't think
rated
so
housewives
either.
shows.
their ratings are the same as Potomac's, and it was like that
Yeah,
last
cause it's
season.
Sunday night.
Yes,
I
and it was
think.
like that
Yeah, I think.
last
Yeah.
season. It was like
Hmm.
that last season. I'm telling you, they had
But people
their
are saying the
numbers.
division is causing it. So do
Oh,
y'all think that's part of it or not?
It definitely
May
is
be.
because
It
before
definitely.
last season they were pulling in 1 million an episode.
No,
Before
they weren't. No,
last
they weren't.
season,
No, they weren't.
season
No, that the
12.
final one they did.
I don't know what
No, I'm not. I'm
season
talking about
12.
like season 12 and 11.
Oh,
They were
they
pulling
Oh,
may
I
in a
have
got
million
you.
an
Got
they
you.
may
episode,
have been,
Uh huh.
but definitely not 13 because I was paying attention
but
during.
not last season. No,
Yeah, but this we have been dealing with the same drama since season 3. They need to make a decision on whether or not they're going to keep Teresa or if they're going to keep Melissa. Because to me, that's where
But
it lies. And if they decide to keep Melissa over Teresa, I won't be watching again. And I mean it
but
because it's
Andy wants
already
them both.
um, he wants
But
well
what?
Andy
he's gonna
said
have
they're
to.
both
No,
stars.
Andy won't Joe Gorga. That's what Andy won't.
I'm just telling you what he said.
I'm telling you what Andy won't. He don't want Andy don't give
Stop it.
two craps about
He don't act like
Melissa
he like Melissa. People
Gorga.
were saying that on the show when she was on Watch What's Happening Live, that he was short with her and all that kind of.
That
Oh,
man like
really?
that lady husband. I am trying to tell y'all that man want Joe. I'm telling you.
Stop it.
For real, that man want Joe like he has a crush on him, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with it at all because
That's not. Yeah.
Clearly Joe don't care, and I'm sure Joe know.
But
I'm
I
sure Joe
mean,
know he's a straight man. So
He
a
do
man knows
he
when
do like
somebody
women.
like them or is fond of
and
them
that's probably
anyway.
why the husbands got contracts. It's because of Joe.
Yeah, in
She
his
is, but I mean
contribution.
that happens a lot. Kim, I don't know if y'all saw the interview that's floating around right now with Cynthia and Peter. They're talking to each other. She said that she only got that job because of Peter. She said
Really?
And she
Well,
said
we
that
all
on
know
more.
Cynthia was
She's
boring.
actually said that on more than one occasion. She said it when they were together, but they were having a really nice conversation. It was almost, I don't know, maybe I'm reading between the lines, but I think she is. If it felt like to me, she might have some regrets because
Really?
she said that she had a whole vision for where her life was going, and then she met Peter Thompson and he took her on a ride. He changed the course of her life. She's doing things that she never thought she would ever dream of doing. Like she's been doing a lot of
Right.
acting and all of it. She said,
Mm-hmm.
she was just modeling. And she was doing print modeling at that point. But
Yeah.
she didn't care. It paid the bills. It
And now
paid the
she on
bills.
TV
I mean,
shows.
but Cynthia still is like a model though. Like she still walked with some of the greats, so you can't like. I hated how Nene and them used to try to downplay Cynthia like she wasn't a supermodel. Like, babe, she walked with Naomi Campbell them. That just
Oh
wasn't her
yeah.
career. That's not something that she wanted to do full time. Like she wasn't trying to be on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how
I don't think that anybody, if this is my opinion, I don't think they downed it, but I don't think I
when
knew
they
who
called
Cynthia
her a
Bailey
supermodel,
was.
Nene was like, I don't know about super.
I don't
Like
know
that was
about.
shady.
I'll agree with that part. It's only supermodel. If I learned nothing from Tyra Camp, Tyra, whatever her last name is, I said
Tyra
Thanks.
Tyra.
Banks.
Yeah, Tyra
Yeah.
Banks is that every good model is not a supermodel. It's based off how you're being used. And Cynthia was not used in the way that of which supermodels is. Now she may be a supermodel in our black eyes because she was one of the more recognizable models because you've seen her doing spots here and there or things here and there, but she wasn't a supermodel. She just wasn't. She was
Somebody did try to downplay her talking about she just in plus size catalogs. Was that Kim?
no,
It
that
was
was
Phaedra.
Paige.
But it's just like
Because
at the
what's
end of the
crazy,
day though,
I
Cynthia just
remember
went
that.
off on a different path. But to say that she's not a supermodel, I
She's
just
not.
cannot agree
She's
with that
not.
because she did walk with those people. She walked with them.
But
She
it's a whole
did.
lot of people that walk with them that are not supermodels. It's only this is the thing that Tyra Banks used to say that there's a lot of working, very good models in this world. And it doesn't mean that they weren't successful and that they weren't great or even grand. But a supermodel was just used in an extraordinary way. Tyra Banks is
But
probably
Nene,
Imam, Tyra Banks. It's only a handful of black ones. It don't mean that they didn't have a successful career. I thought Cynthia was very successful. So it's not that I don't think she
but I
wasn't
mean,
successful, but she was not a
I
but
mean,
Nene
but
still
she
didn't have to
still
say
has
that.
done. She
She
still
did.
didn't have to say that, and the fact is, Cynthia has done that though. Cynthia did that. Cynthia walked for all the big brands and stuff like that. Something that Nene ain't never done. So how dare you try to downplay her like she's not
But
a
I'm like,
supermodel?
but
She
Yeah.
is.
y'all are
Every
offended by
supermodel
the
that you
fact
just
because
named,
Nene
Cynthia
didn't
has
match
done the
her.
same thing that they have. Every supermodel that you name, Naomi, all of those Iman, all of she's walked for the same people that those people walked for. She's been on the cover of magazines, like the same thing. She just slowed down. She didn't make it her entire
And
life.
Cynthia is still modeling in her old age too.
Like she just didn't make it her entire life. She branched off and did other things. She wasn't all about
Thinking,
model. She did other things. She's acting. She went into reality TV. She started, being
That
ambassadors for
doesn't make you a
brands.
supermodel.
But
That's
if Cynthia's
no,
not a
it
supermodel,
just makes you a successful.
how can we
It makes you a
consider Naomi
successful model.
Campbell? how can we consider Naomi Campbell a supermodel, but not Cynthia? And they walk together. They walk for the same brands and all of that. They walk for the
And y'all
same
need to
people.
arguing over supermodel.
I'm just
Huh?
trying to see how is one not and one. You know, I just don't see the difference in the thing. They all walk for the same people. So if we're gonna consider Naomi Campbell a supermodel, we have to consider Cynthia in that category too. That she walked for Roberto Cavalli, she walked for Versace, she was all over in Milan and all of that. That's the same shit. She
Okay.
just didn't make it her life like Naomi did. Naomi was model, model, model. She just didn't do that. Cynthia
But that
ventured off
that's
into
what
other
makes you a
avenues.
I don't think a supermodel is going to be doing print for plus size magazines. Period.
But if Naomi Campbell was to
Listen,
have
y'all
stopped
better leave
doing,
Cynthia.
but if Naomi Campbell has just like Tyra Banks stopped modeling early on in her career versus how a lot of them are still heavily doing it. She stopped a long time ago and got into talk shows and all that other stuff, and we still consider Tyra a supermodel, even though she quit modeling years ago, like years ago, and Tyra Banks is still
I agree.
considered a supermodel. So how can we not consider Cynthia Bailey a supermodel because she ventured off into other avenues? So did Tyra
Sorry,
Banks.
y'all. I'm in the kitchen.
You good? So did Tyra Banks, and we still consider her a supermodel. And she had only modeled what, maybe 10 years and stopped. She came in the late '90s and quit. Because when did the Tyra Banks show come out? Like what, 2006 ish, something like that. So she didn't model very long compared to
Okay,
like.
let's get back to New Jersey because we ain't gonna agree, and I'm okay with that. But anyway, what else did you all find interesting in these two episodes? Because I really didn't.
I
I thought
enjoyed
they were
Jackie
boring.
putting Marge in her place.
Yeah, that was probably and I
So
like
what did
that.
Jackie do? Now tell me about, because I didn't watch it. So what did she do?
She put Marge in her place. Marge was trying to come for Jackie about like she didn't show up for her and all of this other stuff, and basically
For
mad
some
because she went
reason,
to
Margaret is wait a minute, start. For some reason, Margaret is mad because Jennifer has a book and she
Jackie.
gave it
Jackie.
to. Jackie wrote a book and
Oh,
she let
Jackie has a book.
somebody,
Okay.
and she was mad that she allowed somebody to read the book. And I do think she was coming from her mother. She was like, "Look, I haven't really shown the book to anybody. My
Marge
mother
was
has."
so
She said,
disgusting
"My
for
mother."
that.
Wait a minute. She said, "My mother hasn't even read it." She says, "Is that really a surprise?" She
Like
was
who?
like,
What?
"Whoa, what does that mean?" She was like,
What?
"Whoa." Yeah, she was like, "Don't go there." She was like, "I didn't mean anything about it." Yes, you did. But Marge is the type of person, like for real, for real. I believe this for real. You want to know how a person feels about you? Get them mad. All you have to do
Mm-hmm.
is agitate her a
Get
little
her
bit.
drunk.
She really tells you how she feels about you. And if
She,
hopefully Jackie got that in that moment, like you could tell her something and she's going to use it against you. That's the kind of chick she is. Because
yeah.
she's probably shared some things privately about her mother and her mother's relationship. So for her to say something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's no friend of
Right.
nobody. She's not a friend of anybody. People that love you would never use something, especially that could be a source of pain for you, and use it
Mm-hmm.
against. Like that's not a friend. Like I've never. You have
That's
a
right.
real friend is your friend on Mad Day, and I hate. One
Yeah.
of my favorite reality people, or Nene. You could tell when a person is not really your friend, and that's how you
That's
tell.
crazy.
But yeah,
So
she
this is when Margaret and Jennifer, just what's her name?
Jackie.
Jackie. This episode.
And this was at Dolores's baseball.
Annual charity event.
And I don't mind charities, but I don't want to see no more. It's just the same reason why we don't want to see no more of Karen and her damn birthday. We don't want
I
to see
mean, it's nothing. It's not a
triple
problem
20
with.
plus one.
It's
Did
not a
y'all wait
thing
a
with
minute? Wait a minute.
charity per
Here's something.
se.
Wait a minute. Here's something that
What
I
my
learned.
dog? There you go.
Wendy's birthday
Uh-huh.
was last week. What does that
They
tell you?
never celebrate Wendy's birthday, do they?
Exactly.
I was thinking.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. They don't ever, and their birthdays are close.
I did not know that.
Me
When
either until Wendy did that photo shoot with that ugly wig. But oh well, let's move on.
right, I was like, so why do we on like we should be celebrating Wendy's birthday and not Karen? Don't nobody want to see that.
But
I
this is the
agree.
thing with New Jersey. It's not a problem with them steady having charity events every year. Switch it up. We don't want to see y'all at the baseball field no more.
I mean, yeah, I
Do the
don't
charity
mind
somewhere
a charity
else.
event, but it should be something different. Like
Like
that is,
goodness, have an
yeah.
event. Like
You
with
know, people
people,
were
dress up,
mad. You know,
pretty dresses.
people were mad on the Twitter because apparently at some point when Louis Neal was out
Mm-hmm.
there, the audience was booing, and all of that stuff
I
cut
heard
out.
that they said it was a video they booed Louis.
Yeah, and they told us, I'm mad, I'm not watching this no more. They cut that out. I was like, why would they keep that?
Why?
The same reason why they wouldn't show when Erica Kane would go places and people would dog the mess out of
People
her.
booed her, right?
Oh my gosh. I almost
Wow.
feel bad for
So
her.
the fans are toxic on New Jersey too, then, huh?
Yes, they're toxic on all.
Yes.
They're toxic because they're too close to the cat. It's the same stuff I've been talking about with Huntsville, with Potomac ain't been that bad. Now, hopefully, won't be that bad since Kansas is gone. But when you're interacting with bloggers and people online, it creates a us versus them mentality. This is my truth. Everybody else is lying. Come over here, vote for me, be me, stain for me. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're ruining reality TV doing that. And it becomes a toxic environment. These people
What
feel
is
emotionally invested with these people because they think they know them. There are people out there that are not chained. I mean, they digging up dirt. We know when somebody is arrested on Huntsville that night.
How do they find that out? Do you think somebody's calling?
I mean, no, somebody probably just nosy and
Night?
look and check the police records. I know me and my friends look at jail logs all
Every
the time
night?
just to be nosy. Not every night, but we do it
That's
frequently
crazy
just to be
because they
nosy.
go immediately on Huntsville.
But you know what's so funny
That's
though?
crazy.
I always see somebody on there that I know. I be like, oh, what
So
they do?
Love,
What they
now
get
they
jailed for?
Love in Huntsville after lockup, like the show is called.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he only
It's
got
too
arrested
close
for a
to the
night.
family. And it's fine when you're getting most of the love. You don't get it. That's why
Right.
that moral argument that they having over there, Melanie don't understand because it works for her.
Because she's getting the love.
Yeah, she's getting the love. But it's second it turns on you, your best bet is not to engage in any way. In any way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, don't be an Erica
but New
Jane, honey.
Jersey
Don't
don't
be an
engage,
Erica
do they?
Jane.
Yeah, oh, they definitely do. That's what's happening.
New Jersey,
That's
do
what's
they?
happening behind the scenes. So I don't like dealing with what's going on behind the scenes, but
You know another thing that ticks me off about Marge?
wait a minute, let me finish this. It's some
What?
bloggers that are claiming that we're pro Jennifer and pro Teresa, that they've been feeding them information, sending them the pre-tapes that they get so they can view the video early, the episodes early. So Jersey has stopped sending them previews. So they have to watch the episodes with us now. Bravo has stopped sending them that. They need to stop sending them.
Did they have proof that they were doing that, or is this just somebody claiming?
It's a lot of screenshots, all of them coming from Jennifer. They try to act like it's Teresa, but I haven't seen it. They have all been from Jennifer. I have no doubt that they but they all do that. All of them have and the handle, just to show you how old it was, the name of the handle initially was Melissa's Old Nose. So it's a lot of that going on.
She's on Twitter. That's her name, Melissa's Old Nose. Yes.
I think it's Gabriella or something, or Gabrielle. It's something like that now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's a lot of that.
Also, she changed it.
Yeah, she changed to Gabrielle, but it still says at Melissa's old nose. That's still the handle. But
Okay.
but yeah, anyway,
Child, this is crazy.
it is. It's a lot of stuff. I don't like it. I wish that Bravo
So, so New Jersey
they need
is
to do a
doing it
season.
too.
Yes, it's very toxic. They need to try a season just to see if it works for them or against them of putting in a more serious um emphasis on not leaking information, not sending out. Because one of the things that irritate me about Jersey, this is how I know it ain't all Jennifer and Teresa. We knew about every fallout before we watched one episode.
But that's because Margaret was running her damn mouth.
Yeah, one before we know we already knew before we watched the episode last week that they were going that Margaret and Jackie were gonna fall out. We even knew why about the book and her not showing it. We knew everybody's storyline before we watched one episode. And that has to stop, because I know people will probably say, hey, all you have to do is disengage. You don't have to scroll on Instagram, or you can block all those people. You're right. I could. But I'm nosy and I read it. But when you watch it play out, you just know that the leaks are accurate. And if the leaks are accurate, it's just not cool.
Yeah, that's not
What
cool.
makes reality TV great, in my opinion, is the element of surprise. And I think that Salt Lake this last season was a perfect example. Because
Mm-hmm.
if somebody had, they went the entire season, I mean, straight up, a lot of props to their cast and their producers. They did an excellent job making sure they stayed on wraps, because it was such good TV. That had to be their best rated.
It
Best rated.
was. So what
Oh,
do
Like
y'all
they
think
was
about
Monica
Atlanta?
should
We
have
can see so
came
many
back.
things. What you say?
I said I don't care what nobody say either. Monica should have came back.
They didn't let her come back, did they?
Mm-mm.
I thought she was filming with Mary. She
She
was
filmed with Whitney. Is that her name?
she filmed with somebody.
She
But
I
I
should have
don't
been
know.
back
I
in
don't.
a. She should have been back in a full-time capacity though. Like for real, they should have brought
Oh,
her
I
back
got
as
well,
you.
a.
I knew that wasn't gonna happen
They could have. I mean, if they let
because
Rachel
the
come
same
back, if
reason
they let
why.
Rachel come back, they can let. They could have let her
No, no,
come
no,
back
no.
because
I don't think
Rachel
it
was
was by
behind.
choice. I don't think that was by choice. I think that was a situation that what happened with Portia.
Uh-huh.
People sometimes make a decision. I like that year that Claudia was on there. She was supposed to be a friend. Portia lost her peach that year. It's based off of time and what you're going to do and how you're deciding to distance yourself. They said it was
Mm-hmm.
based off time, and Claudia had the time. And remember, with the situation with Phaedra, everybody said they wouldn't film with
They
her.
wouldn't film with her, right?
That was the issue. He said that he did
Mm-hmm.
not fire her. He actually said that in the interview. He said he said in regards to Phaedra, nobody wanted to film with her, and it was nothing that we could do. So well, she was put on pause, but yeah,
Yeah, but if they
that
won't film with you, there's no show.
there's no show.
Mm-hmm. And
So
nobody would film with Monica. But
yeah,
what do y'all think about all the leaks for Atlanta already? We're seeing. I'm like,
I
why?
haven't heard any. Only thing that I've heard is the Simon stuff, but that's not a leak. That's gonna make
No,
it
what
on the
they're
show.
showing. What's her name had a white party. Well, let me not tell you about it. You may not want to know. I
Yeah.
want you to be
I
surprised.
just seen them. I know I seen Cynthia. They said Cynthia was at an event, but like we don't know what happened at the event.
Yeah,
We
we
just
don't know any
Shamia
details.
was at a white party. Her husband got her Rolls Royce. That's what started the Rolls Royce stuff. Y'all know that,
Yeah,
right?
I know,
But I'm
but
saying that's not really a leak
that's not really a
for
leak.
real.
That was her showing her birthday present. So I don't think that's a
They was
leak.
jumping
I
in the
just,
pool. They was y'all
That's
but
didn't
that's
see
not
all
like a
this.
that's
leak. Like
not really a leak.
we don't know what's going
But I don't
on
want to
though.
see. I don't want to see. I want to watch it.
But I mean, she's gonna. I mean, but she was gonna post her birthday regardless, though. That
Yeah,
was something that was like inevitable to get posted. Like
yeah,
she was gonna post her car.
yeah.
I can see
That
the car, but we didn't need to see what was happening at the party.
I don't think we did. You saw
Oh,
a
I saw a
flash
lot.
of people and
Having fun at a party. We
yeah, at a
don't know,
party.
like we
No,
don't
we
know
don't.
who beefing with who
Yeah,
or
we don't know none
who.
of that kind of
We
stuff.
don't
I
know
hope
none
it
of that
stays
yet.
like that.
Me too, because I'm looking forward to the new season of Atlanta.
I mean, too,
I'm
and
too. I don't want to see nothing.
yeah.
But I mean, we
'Cause it-
still don't really know what's going on New Jersey. We just know who don't like each other, and
Mhm.
but we still don't know like for because to be honest with you, sh-
What's the
Margaret has
leak?
really been coming for Jackie already, like prior to the whole book thing even coming up. So
That's a
So with
leak. That's an example of a leak. We know specifically why. What was the beginning and end of their friendship? The fact that we know that there isn't a finale in another country, that is a leak. It's
yeah,
certain, and we knew before before episode started that Teresa and what's the name didn't film together the whole season. Didn't say anything.
yes.
and
Those
my
are
thing
leaks.
is, I'm just trying to figure
Those are
out
leaks.
who died. Like who the fuck died and made Margaret and Rachel Fuda, and specifically Margaret, the friendship police.
That ain't that crazy, and the
Like,
measure of the measure of who you can talk to and who like that's insane to me.
Jackie did not have to give you an advanced copy of her book if you wanted it that goddamn bad. Go buy the fucking book. She
So
gave
she was
advanced
just
copy.
mad because of advanced copy of a book.
Yes,
Really?
because they got an
Literally,
advanced copy. But Jackie said the only reason that they got advanced copies was because they were doing press together. So they were
yeah,
Mm,
asking questions about the book. So she just wanted them to know what the hell they were talking about. That's what I got.
right.
That's
yeah.
the only reason that they got advanced copies because they were doing press together. It's like, girl, if you want a book, they got them bad. Go buy it. Go
Now
buy the fucking
who
book.
got the advanced copy? I must have missed it. Who was it?
Who was it?
Was it Danielle?
Melissa and Jen Fessler, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
But
And
it's
so
just
she
like,
was
girl,
jealous. She just got
yeah,
jealous.
yeah,
I didn't
basically.
like what she said about her mother though.
Me
That
neither.
just
That
threw
pissed
me.
me off.
That threw me when she was like, "That's not a surprise." My
Like
mother,
that is so
that
low down. Like that is
she's
so
oh,
fucking low down and trifling to say to somebody that's supposed to be your friend. That's why I can't with Marty. That's why I will never give that whore a pass because
Lord,
she always wants to
I
be the fucking
mean,
victim, but
wait a
she's
minute.
the bully.
Demetrio, I have to agree with him on this one because she is a self-proclaimed whore. She's flat
well,
out
she did say
brags
that. That's
about
true. Yeah.
that she brags about. She thinks
Hmm.
they're good TV.
Well, that's crazy. So, do y'all think the season's gonna get better, or
It's probably gonna get more insufferable.
what did y'all rate it? Did y'all rate it anything?
This
Oh,
ass,
we forgot. I would say like a 2 or 3. It
Oh
was
ass.
wow,
it was bad.
It was ass. They
Like
talked
that's
about. That's why I said
sad.
it's literally been the same episode since episode 1, and we finna be on
yeah,
episode 5. Literally the same, Monty. When I say the same
That's
episode,
crazy.
the same freaking episode because they've talked about the exact same thing
they do.
every single week.
They do.
Teresa and Louie
They do.
So, can
and Jen
production
Fessler.
not tell them we gotta stop this? Like, I feel like it's the producer's fault too.
The
In
only
my
thing
opinion,
outside of Teresa is Jen Fessler sticking up for herself. That's literally it. Trying to make Jen
that's
Fessler
it.
the bad guy, and it's just
It's
like, girl, no. Like one
that's
of my friends feel like Jen Fessler is a flip flopper, and I'm just like, we had a huge
she
argument because I'm just
is.
like,
She
but
is.
this is my thing. How is Jen Fessler flip flopping because she had a conversation with Teresa that was eventually going to have to be had because they were the ones saying that Jen Fessler was saying all of this stuff about Teresa. Teresa was really confronting Jen Fessler, but because Jen Fessler
People are
handled
saying a
it,
flip flopper because, for one, Jim Fessler, although what she said, she may say what she said or what she didn't say. She was in a room when they were conspiring not to speak to
wait, no, I don't think Jen was there, honey. I just think she knew about the meeting. I don't think she was there.
No, that was the whole thing. When y'all left this meeting, you said, uh, uh, oh, well, when they left the reunion,
Yeah, it
after
was when
the
she look.
reunion,
I
she
just want to say I
said,
don't think she was at the meeting. I just think she heard about the meeting, and that's why she made the comment like,
but
"Y'all didn't
I
have
thought
this
she
meeting."
asked did that meeting happen. She confirmed it.
Yeah, but I don't think that Jen Fessler was there
I think
present
she
for the
was. I
meeting.
could be wrong, but I think she's
I'm
there.
gonna have to go back and look too. I don't think she was
Yeah.
there. I just think she was just saying like, for y'all to have got together and did all this plan and y'all showing the hell didn't do shit. I think that's more so where the hell she was coming from. Like y'all did all this extra, and I think her again going back to just like the way Marge was talking. You would have thought she wasn't coming back to the show. which was Jen Fessler's point. Like, if you leave
Yeah,
the show, I'm
yeah,
leaving with you, and I'm never talking to these people again. But you came back, so
yeah.
therefore we have to interact with these people. It's no way that I'm not gonna be able to talk to Teresa about what's going on when y'all are basically involving me into the
Yeah,
situation, because they're involving Jen.
yeah,
Absolutely, they're involving her 1,000%. Mars and
yeah.
them is for sure.
I agree
They're
with that.
involving her by trying to forcibly make her fight with Teresa over nothing. Honestly, because it really don't have nothing to do with Jen.
That's
None of
why I
this.
said they all want to be against her. Like they all, I do believe Jackie is right when she said that when they asked, when they were doing the promo pictures for the season, not Jackie, Rachel had posted the picture without Teresa. And when Jackie was doing press that they asked her about it, she says that girl is so she said that they have turned this um show into the Hunger Games, and that she hopeful that some Bravo exec can see that picture and say, yeah, that's a good team. And so they really wanted to turn everybody against Teresa. That's the only reason why Melissa picked up the phone or wants to have this conversation with Jennifer or talk to so and so. She's sowing seeds about what's a friend and what's not. There is a clip of Teresa and Jennifer sitting down having a conversation. Jennifer saying, I don't know if you stick up for me. I'm telling you, there
That's
was a clear
crazy.
plan at the beginning of this season to ice out Teresa. It was a clear plan. And
Yep.
Teresa, just so in La La Land, she just moving
She's
along and like, yeah, like
right.
she's and that's the enduring part of Teresa that I like. She shows up every year. She don't have a plan. She
Mm-hmm.
shows up every year and she, tries to do her thing and create some drama, possibly make
And
some.
Melissa is, and this is another thing that ticks me off too. Melissa is so fucking stupid. That is what infuriates me the fucking most. And I'm
What? What she
like,
do?
because if Melissa had any brains, like she thinks she motherfucking got, when she came into the season this year, she would have went right after Marge if she had any common
Oh
sense
yeah,
on
that would
trying
have
to
been
stay on the
ratings
damn show.
gold. That would
But I
have
think
been
she's
ratings
afraid of
gold.
Marge, right?
They definitely are afraid because Marge got something on them. That
Mm-hmm.
whole thing with that dude, that actor, that Tyler Perry actor, because he plays on Tyler Perry shows.
And you know
Right.
what? I believe Joe knows. Joe probably just don't care, and that's another reason why if Melissa was smart, she would go after Marge. What Marge
I
gonna
don't
do?
think that Joe knows.
I think he know.
I
If
don't
it
think he
is
does.
true, I think
I
he
don't think he
knows,
does. I really don't
because
think he
all
knows.
that gossiping at Margaret's house, you don't think he wanted to get to the bottom of it just because he played on camera like it was Teresa's fault? He know deep down inside that there was something more to that situation, and I refuse to believe that Joe Gorga and his bitch made self didn't go looking and trying to find the information. They're probably just never gonna let us know about it, because then they would have to admit that
I don't
Teresa was
think that
right.
Joe has the stomach. There are some men that just don't want to know. I think he is one of those guys because Joe has betted his whole life against the fact that Melissa is this faithful woman that loves him dearly. His whole life is wrapped around her now. At this point, he don't have any other family. He don't talk to his daddy's sister's kids, which is Kathy and so and so. And Rosie, and he don't even talk to his sister. Melissa's family is the only family he has. I think that Melissa come home every night and all that. I think he deals with it. Not to say it wasn't arguments or that it wasn't issues or whatever, but I don't think he would ever want to know that. That would crush him because he would literally have to admit that his sister was right. So I don't think he knows. I don't think he wants to. I think he buries his head. And it could have been a one-off situation. She
So
might
you
not
think
be a
she really did it?
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why I
Absolutely.
said if I was Melissa, I would just go ahead and tell Joe,
Because
so
this
that way
came
when it,
from too many other people. Although it's just getting on the show, this is actually an old rumor. This is just trying to take it back to how long it was. The year that they were arguing over Margaret's best friend, her and her best friend, but the best friend never made it on the show. Almost a
Laura, that
whole
was
year.
last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was it almost a
yeah.
whole year before that? She had done a video and an interview, and it's still on. I shared it recently. It's still on TikTok, where she flat out says that what her that's what they were arguing. That's why Margaret didn't want nobody talking to her. That girl had been put that out, and that's what she claims happens. And it's one of them. I don't know if it's their publicist or producer. Somebody else was there. It wasn't just Margaret. Oh no,
Mm,
Margaret wasn't there. The producer or their publicist. Something. There's somebody else in between this too. Yeah, but the video is still on TikTok if you want to hear it.
what else?
Listen. But anyway, I guess that's about it
So
on these.
I feel like what Marge gonna do? Expose it, pull receipts. I'll tell Marge, girl, you know what? If I was Melissa, to be honest with you, I deny it. If you ain't got no receipts, baby, it don't matter. Y'all word means nothing. Where's the proof? Where's the picture? Where's the text messages? Where's the telephone calls? Where is the candy camera evidence? If you don't got that, then bitch, your word means nothing. I
Yeah,
would drag Marge for filth. Absolutely. If Melissa want, and that does not mean that she has to be friends with Teresa either, just
yeah,
because she came after Marge, because she could have actively still ignored Teresa and came after Margaret. Now,
she could have.
granted, that probably would have forged maybe some type of friendship between them, which is why she's probably not going after Margaret, because she knows if she does go after Margaret, she's probably not going to have a choice but to be friendly with Teresa, because who else is gonna, like, she's gonna have to go over to that side once she goes after Marge, because if she goes after Marge, it's gonna be no coming back from that. And
I
Marge
think
is
Marge. I don't think Melissa got the backbone to come after
someone like Margaret. Absolutely
somebody
not.
like Margaret. Like it's somebody like Jennifer or even Teresa. Wait a minute. What did y'all think about that joke that did land that Teresa said when they were talking about that silly dog competition? And they said that Margaret, she said, why Margaret didn't come? And she said, well, what dog was Joe gonna bring? Margaret or some dog? Didn't nobody laugh. They just looked at Teresa like, what?
No, I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, it was a bad joke. I know it's I know I feel her because I feel the same way, Teresa. It was just a bad joke.
Yeah. It's just like they all just overall is a mess on Jersey. Like for real, they all are a mess. But like I said, the real culprit is Marge, and I don't see how people don't see that. Like I
And
said,
Jennifer talks too much.
yeah, that's
Which
true
one?
too.
Jennifer, she puts too much out there.
Aiden,
Like
Aiden.
when
Okay. Y'all haven't
like
said much about her, so she must have been quiet here lately.
yeah, no, she ain't. She talks too much. She's the reason why Teresa has a lot of problems. A lot of
Oh.
Teresa's issues really are, in my opinion, based off of Jennifer. And I'll give you an example.
how?
Like Jennifer has to take the Candy Boris approach. The Candy Boris approach, when you want to bring your friend, you just bring your friend on and pretend to be innocent. Like Candy did. Candy always used to start Housewives of Atlanta with some friend that just popped in for one day that sometimes that you ain't never seen again. An example would be the girl that came in with Roger Bob about McKinley. Was it Cynthia
Demetria.
McKinley? Uh,
Demetria.
yeah. I'm telling you, she stayed having one of the Candy clothed clique come in and say something that would be her storyline the whole season, or somebody else's the whole season. She did that a lot, and she stayed neutral, and then tried to pretend like she stayed neutral. Jennifer comes in and say, hey, I think this is best that this comes from me. I mean, comes from her instead of me. You ain't got to let us know your plan because it
Right.
seems conniving. Just let it happen.
Jennifer
Just
was
you have
definitely
to,
a
yeah.
messy hoe for
Like
that.
because she did that last season about trying to take down Marge. Take down Marge. Don't tell us your plan. It makes the situation look worse and not unjustified. It makes you look obsessed.
The only reason they felt to take down Marge is because Melissa and them won't get common sense and
Yeah.
do the right thing. That's why they can't take Marge down, because they've had it they had it for show last season. Now season 11, they kind of fucked up a little bit simply because Teresa went about it the wrong way. Instead of telling Jackie privately, she was trying to get back at Jackie for the season before that and was
Yeah.
being messy doing it at her birthday party when she should have just pulled Jackie to the side and just explained to her like thoroughly like what happened and where she got the information
It would
from.
have been made for a better show too. I
It
agree
would
with
have.
you.
It would
I
have.
think because she said, "Do you know?" But I think Teresa also don't want to say Joe told me.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
she also didn't want to do that. But that would have made for a much better show to see, like, I gotta tell you something. Do you know that I heard that this girl is spreading rumors in her house about your husband? Because that's how I would have said it, flat out. I
But you
wouldn't
know
have.
what? As far up Jackie, as far as Marge's ass that Jackie was, even if Teresa would have done it like that, it still would have got turned on Teresa because
That's
Marge would
okay.
have.
That's okay. And I would, but that's being a real chick.
Yeah, instead of doing
That's
it
being a real,
messily.
yeah, that's being a real chick. I mean, like, keep it a buck.
I'm
I don't
not
care if
gonna
you
lie though, I
believe me or
did
not.
die
Yeah.
at that when Teresa was doing it because I was like, oh my god, Teresa is
Because
such
she
a
doesn't
messy.
normally move like that. That
She
wasn't her
doesn't. It was
normal
so
self.
funny.
Yeah, it was funny watching her do that. And I said, oh, so Teresa's job must be up for because
Because
she didn't
Teresa
quit
was just
out.
going around to everybody at the
Yeah,
party, and she thought it was so funny. That's what
yeah.
made it even more funny because Teresa thought it was hilarious. She was like, "I heard he cheats on her when he goes to the gym."
Yeah,
I was like,
that's crazy. That's
Teresa.
crazy. But
I
yeah,
said
she
Teresa going to the whole HOA. She went to everybody in the HOA and talked about that lady husband. I said,
She
what is wrong with
did.
her?
She did. But you know what? Jackie had it coming. Jackie did have that coming. So I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like Jackie came
she
in
just
trying to.
wasn't the problem with Jackie, although I did hear in an interview why she reacted the way she did. Mentally, it didn't seem like she could handle it. And true to form, that was her last full season. She didn't seem like she was handling things well when that was going around when that season. It seemed like she was having a nervous breakdown sometimes.
She
But
definitely like when they were in Marge's house. She definitely hold on because we didn't went all off. Is we done talking about these 2 episodes?
yeah, we're
Okay.
done. Yeah, we're definitely done.
You want me to end it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.